And hello and welcome to another episode of the Infobots podcast. This is episode number 20. And I am your host, author Frederick Fishman. And today and every day, we are sponsored by me. So for links to all of my books, apparel, and gear, go to my main Infobots website at Infobots, spelled with two T's at the end, INFOBOTTS.com. You can also help us out and show your support to this podcast by going to our Patreon page at patreon.com/Infobots podcast. Okay, let's get started. Did you know that something very mysterious has been spotted in the ocean off Florida's Key West last week? It looks like a floating bed frame with an antenna stack in the middle. The system is known to have the capabilities with those multiple antennas to monitor multiple radio frequencies at once, automatically recording, storing, and uploading their collected information for analysis. The curious object or vehicle was spotted off Florida's Key West a couple of weeks ago. The equipment is, in fact, a piece of surveillance equipment called the Wave Glider, made by the U.S. company Liquid Robotics. The antenna suggests that the vehicle is part of a U.S. Navy program known as Sensor Hosting Autonomous Remote Craft, or SHARC for short. At first, the object looks like debris, but it was observed having forward motion and moving under its own power. The Wave Glider harnesses natural energy to power its scheduled missions and can apparently keep it up for weeks. And speculation is that it can last for months or even years. What you see on the surface is something that looks like a 10-foot-long wide surfboard covered with solar cells to help power its electronics. And that surfboard or bed frame looking thingy is connected via tether to an underwater sub looking unit, small, about 30 feet below the surface. As waves move the surfboard up and down, the articulated sub converts that movement into forward motion. Wave mechanics, that's what it's called. Typical speed is guesstimated at 1.3 knots. That's 1.3 knots indefinitely. In 2013, one Wave Glider took an unbelievable 8,000-mile journey for 1 year across the Pacific Ocean. So this is a tried and true technology in the year 2020. Scientific research is one mission for this Wave Glider. The other purpose for the Wave Glider, military intelligence, hunting foreign submarines or robotics our enemies may have as well. There's also a possibility that these little beauties are also being used for unknown classified missions. These Wave Gliders are acoustically silent, and they have a low visual and radar signature. And unlike submarines, they can continuously feed back data to remote operators via satellites anywhere in the world. And now you know. And I want to thank you very much for listening to today's episode of the Infobots podcast, and hope you'll join us again tomorrow. And if you want to help us out, you can go to the Patreon page at patreon.com/Infobots podcast. And join us again for another episode of Infobots.